welcome into season 2 here in the Outhouse. You're tuned in to Same Shit, Different Toilet, episode number 26. Hey, today's show, we're going to go with our new formatted Flushout. Yes, we got a Twitter poll. Some of you answered, so here we go. We're going to ride it. Speaking of riding, we're going to get you in some ride share confessions. Yeah, that's a new segment we're having here. And then Duffman wants to get into the taco diet. Shout out to the 10K taco. And then we're always going to end you with a little P3. But first...
Live from the internet, we bring to you the 2019 OutHouse Summit. Your host for this evening's moderation, inquiry period, panel, time waste, ass kiss, brown nose, fact find. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the airwaves, Dick Crapper.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to try to moderate this shit show. I don't just say that because it's got shit in the title. It's a fucking train wreck. Alright, tonight we got most of the Outhouse personalities here to answer your questions about the upcoming season. Starting first with, it says the paperwork bitch, Mr. Orange. I knew you were a bitch. Thanks, I guess. Mr. Orange, I'm head of marijuana acquisitions. I do most of the paperwork. And unlike Mr. Crapper down there, I get to fuck Mama KGB whenever I want. Season 2's coming up. I hope you guys are looking forward to it. We've been looking forward to putting it together. Thanks for coming. Next up, Fresh.
Hey, I'm Fresh. President Beat Slicer, audio extraordinaire. I'm real excited about season 2. We're going to dig a big fat hole for you guys. Plant the outhouse right on top of it. Sprout some grass. And there you go.
All right, thanks, Fresh. And coming in with the first change of season 2, due to somehow getting tricked into doing it, we got Mrs. Orange.
Hey, you guys. Miss Orange here. I am the secretary of the outhouse. I keep these boys in line.
Sounded like you said miss. You still thinking about me over there, sweetheart?
You're always on my mind, you dirty old man.
That's what I like to hear. What are you doing after this?
This fucking guy.
My husband, Mr. Orange.
Can I watch?
Ew.
Duffman, last on this panel, but not in my dreams.
Hey, Duffman here. Good to see you guys. Resident jack of all trades, administration administrator, and taco acquisition specialist. I'm very optimistic with the future we have ahead of us. We're gonna embark on new ground, explore new territory for you audiophiles, for your ear holes. We're gonna chip away at that wax like a tiny little miniature minor gnome, and chip, chip, chip at the stalactites of ear blockage that you call your ear holes.
It's gonna be a whole new year, people.
Not to mention the COO of your mom.
All right, we're gonna get this thing started. Up first is Clark Crisp, representing the old-timey times.
I have a question for Mr. Orange.
Yes.
Mr. Orange, how do you plan on improving on such a fantastic first season?
Well, I gotta tell you, as fantastic as it was, it could be more fantastic next year. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. We got some fantastic ideas that are gonna be followed up by some fantastic bits, so season 2 is gonna be pretty fucking fantastic.
That's fantastic. Thank you.
All right, next up, we got Ashley Lynn from the Valley View.
Hello, boys. How are you? Question is to Duffman.
Yeah.
What do you think season 2 is going to bring for you guys?
You know, I think season 2's gonna be bountiful with buttfuckery.
There's nothing wrong with enough butt fuckery. We ain't got enough of that in this world today. Up next from the Hollywood Reporter, we got Movie Face Guy.
Oh, you guys, what do you think you're gonna complain about this year? Fresh, do you think that there might be any more fresh takes?
Oh, there's always going to be a fresh take. And it's going to be fresher than anything you've ever heard.
Speaking of fresh takes, I gotta take a fresh shit, so I'm gonna leave this one with former ball player and writer for ESPN Deportes, Big Cup Maroney.
Thanks for having me in today, guys. My question, it's for Mama KGB. We just want to know, are you guys going to have any video podcasts this year?
Well, I think we are, and I'm looking forward to being involved in the video.
We just want to know if you're going to get naked this year.
Well, it depends how much you want to pay me.
First bid, $1,000. Going once, got told to dick crapper. $1,000.
God damn it.
$1,000.
That's all what I'm worth.
Well, let's do it twice. Hey, Mom Orange. This is Buck Biddy from the Sticks and Stones, and I'm wondering, do you like brisket or tri-tip?
Tri-tip.
She can try this dip. All right, Dick Crap. No, I'm Dick Crapper. Fuck, I need another drink. Clark Chris from the Old Timey Times. You got anything for Duffman?
Yes, Duffman, how would you say that P3 has changed your life?
Personally, for me, I think that P3 is detrimental to any definition of defining oneself as defined. Personally, P3 is positively the most perfection. P3 is probably the most perfect piece of genius that I ever made up. And I think that P3, to me, personally, is kind of like playing kickball with a baseball. Your toes are going to hurt, but you're not going to kick it very far.
I think he's broke. Somebody smack him on the back of the head real quick. Ashley Lynn from My Dreams. You got a question?
I do. This one's from Mr. Orange. So, all of the listeners are wondering, all the callers that you've had have been mostly men. Is there something wrong with women callers?
My first act in season 2 as chief executive officer was to promote Duffman, president of all equal opportunity. So, Duffman, you want to go ahead and take this question?
I'm glad that you brought that up because I actually have promoted Fresh to director of all sensitive subjects. So, Fresh, if you could take it from here, we'd be greatly appreciative.
I've actually took the liberty of pointing Mama KGB into all factions containing women subjects.
Thank you, Fresh. Since I am Mrs. Orange and we are a team here, I am going to let my husband answer this really great question.
How the fuck did this get back to me? All right. I guess, you know what? That's a great question, Ashley, and thank you for bringing it up. And we're going to make sure that the first woman that calls in and wants to tell us a shit happened story, you're on the air, so you're on the record now, ladies. I believe, if I remember correctly, this will be a call to arms to Mrs. Baseball. Because she claims to listen to all our episodes. So guess what, sweetheart? You got to call in next.
I don't think we ever had a problem with girls calling in for the shithead stories. It's not like there was any kind of predetermined rule that girls couldn't call in. I just think we don't have any girlfriends.
I think a nice shithead story would be perfect coming from a girl. That would be hilarious.
Oh, I like a nice shit coming from a girl, too. So I appreciate that as well.
Everybody poops.
Jinx, fuckers, you gotta give me weed. So we got any more questions out there? Let's see.
Hey man, do you got $1, man? No, hey man, I was just curious if like you guys are gonna be a little bit more sensitive to the stoner community. I feel like you guys are giving us a bad rap and making us out to be dumber than we actually are, man. And I just don't think I'd like to listen to your show, but then sometimes you talk about your dicks a lot, and there's a lot of dick talk and butt crack and butt smack and titty twisters, and I was just wondering if you could just like I'm from a different time, man. I'm from a different time, and we didn't say cunt a lot. I mean, part of me, man, if my mom hears that, I'm gonna cry. If my mom hears that, I'm gonna cry. And you guys should be afraid of your mama too. I still have scars on my back. I still have scars on my back.
Dude, did you have a question?
Yeah, are you gonna be a little bit more sensitive to the stoner community? Because I feel like in a way you guys are nothing but dick and fart jokes and tit licks and titty twitters and dick stickers and dick slappers and helicopter
Somebody get
pilots.
that guy a taco. Duffman, get that guy a taco.
Sup, bros? Bros and brosette, just Brody from Bro America, and I just wanted to ask Duffman and Fresh, do you guys remember when Duffman told Fresh that he had to fuck Monday in the ass?
I do remember.
What about you, Duffman? You remember?
I remember it like it was yesterday.
That was a really great moment. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm glad I could answer your question.
Awesome.
I do remember that. Yes.
It's nice to hear from a fan, right? Instead of all these fucking haters.
Big Cup Maroney wants to ask somebody a question. What do you got, Big Cup?
Hey, I was just wondering, are we gonna get some free sandwiches after this or no? I thought that was on the flyer.
No. Yeah,
I
what are
mean-
the fucking sandwiches?
Yeah. No.
All right, sounds like we might be out of questions.
Hey, I got a question for you assholes. Since you guys got rid of my bit, what am I to do? Am I just a reporter now?
You're done for. What can I say? You got cut, man.
Yeah, that's what happened to things that aren't funny, movie face guy. They get cut.
Yeah, and you're dope smoking, blow snorting.
Fucking jerk. You couldn't even get the brackets right. You're always messing up.
Actually, bitching about movies on the internet is probably, honestly, one of the most tired exercises in the history of the internet. So it'll be nice to have some time off from you fuckers.
All right, I didn't like that fucking guy anyways. Hey, thanks for coming to the press conference, and here's season 2.
So, apparently this has been around since like 2015 or so. I didn't know. You guys might remember last year when we came up with the taco diet.
Taco challenge?
The taco challenge. Which we were very successful at. I don't remember exactly how much weight I lost, but I lost a vast amount of weight. So anyway, taco scientists, I don't know if you could hear the air quotes in my voice.
There's actually a thing.
But taco scientists in Austin, Texas say that this taco diet can help people lose about 2 pounds per week, replacing all their meals with tacos. Now, we only did it, our challenge was only one a day, but this is like all 3.
So at breakfast, like a...
Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Is a burrito considered a taco?
No.
We had that question, remember?
Okay.
They're
Sorry.
totally different because raviolis aren't spaghetti.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, it's a real thing. I lost like 12 pounds on it, whatever. This diet is claiming they have a detox taco to reduce the effects of a hangover when eaten in the AM. There's also a taco.
Any taco truck taco reduces a hangover.
Yeah, I was like,
we're going to have to hit up at 10K Tacos and see how he feels about that.
I know. This would be great to have him call in. I hope you're out there, buddy. And this is Kismet because right before I read this, he just liked one of my tweets. And I was
There
like,
you go.
I'm supposed to tell this story. There's also a taco you eat before bed that helps stimulate nocturnal imagination and has been used by taco spiritualists to induce prophetic dreams.
Wow. You said nocturnal. I thought you were going to say emissions. I'm like, I don't need to be popping more boners in my sleep. I'm past that part of my life.
It's the Viagra taco. Oh my god. So like the more I'm looking into this, it gets weirder and weirder. At first I thought we may have had a hand in starting yet another fad diet, giving douchebags something else to not shut up about at the fucking water cooler. Bro, have you tried the... Bro, I thought the taco diet had kicked in. I was like, somebody fucking followed us. They saw that post that Taco Bell retweeted, and it fucking caught on. But nope. It's been a while since like 15, 16. It's been around. So I stumble across this book called The Taco Cleanse, including 75 taco recipes. But it turns out all 75 fucking recipes are vegan.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, motherfucker.
Get through the end. All the way to the end. Nope, I ain't doing this shit.
By the way, yeah, never mind. I liked our challenge better.
I mean, what? That's just minus the beef? It's vegan, right?
Vegan is
Like if they put
tofu.
beans in that shit?
Yeah. I mean, I like a bean and cheese burrito and whatnot. Oh, can't have cheese. It's vegan. Unless it's vegan cheese.
Really?
It doesn't melt.
Because it comes from an animal.
No, it comes
that what
from like,
considered
what
beef?
does vegan cheese come from? Let me text my brother real quick.
I don't... Yeah, what the hell?
Watch this.
It's got to be...
So, I don't know. We'll see if he texts back. Let's
Yeah.
just... But anyway, I
I'll
thought...
cut that all together. Hey,
Yeah. I
hey,
was super excited and then just super bummed at the same time.
Alexa, what is vegan cheese made out of?
To make 2 servings of homemade vegan cashew cheese, you'll need 1 cup cashew nuts, 1/4 lemon, 1 clove garlic, 1/3 cup canned chickpeas, 1/4 cup nutritional yeast and half tablespoon white miso paste. Those are all the ingredients.
It's made out of cashews?
I guess.
And various other things. God, why am I texting him? He's going to take it all offensively. And we could have just asked the computer. Anyway.
Cashews.
Sounds disgusting.
Pretty far down on the list of
I don't
my
want any
favorite
part of that
nuts.
taco challenge.
I don't want any part of that taco challenge.
Speaking of gross tacos, we got a new sponsor for the show.
SSDT 420 to OutHouse. Yeah.
The following actors are paid non-actors for Herp Date. Sick of lonely nights on the couch, listening to the rain tap on the window as you fall further into a pit of despair? There's no more hiding your herpes. With Herp Date, you can meet other people just like you who want to share the love.
Crapper here. Back in the day when my herpes medication wouldn't work, I was just stuck in for the weekend. Now with Herp Date, I can find somebody else that's having an outbreak, and we don't have to worry about anything. I love this application.
I just used to fuck girls, and I wouldn't care what would happen. I figured by the time I'm 16, they'll have a cure for AIDS. Well, I wasn't so lucky, and I didn't think about herpes. Now, with Herp Date, I can date again.
In my community, the people with herpes were not easy to spot. Now, we're soaring above the clouds together.
I went on the first ever Herp Date retreat, and at first, it was a bumpy ride, but things smoothened out, and I had a great time.
Are you tired of getting all dressed up only to realize after you're done that you've had an outbreak? With Herp Date, you don't need to worry anymore.
It's just like Facebook for people with herpes, and it's okay because we're all the same.
Won't everybody be on this site eventually?
That's the beauty of Herp Date, because on Herp Date, only herps with herpes are allowed on the site. So you don't have to worry about some person who is totally clean coming in and affecting the herpy population.
But what if I identify as somebody that has herpes?
If you identify as somebody with herpes but you truly do not, get the fuck off our site. If you're feeling a little exotic, maybe one of these is for you. How about dengue fever or malaria? What about Ebola? All of these other diseases can be found on our sister sites.
Hi, I'm Mr. Orange. When I was dating and using some of those other sites, I didn't know how to tell women I already had herpes. So I didn't. And now, neither do you, because everybody on Herp Date already knows.
Wait, what the fuck?
Herp Date is not accountable for anything you try to make us accountable for. 30-day free trial period reimbursed after your third date initiated through the site. $69 setup fee non-refundable. Any other diseases contracted from a fellow user is not our problem. Please herp responsibly.
Herp Date is brought to you by Valtrex.
This week on Rideshare Confessions, Mr. and Mrs. Orange take a hoopty to meet the plug, bumping some sort of Cardi B.
So we're headed downtown and we don't want to drive. We hit up the lift. And the Lyft driver shows up. I can hear the radio from the house. I think to myself, there's no way she's not going to turn that music down. We get into the lift. The driving was as atrocious as the lyrics. If I wasn't hearing about suck my dick this or fuck pussies that, I was worried about the fact she was going 85 miles an hour, 10 feet from the fucking poor bastard in front of her. I'm in the back, holding onto my nuts, thinking this is the last time I'm ever going to get to do anything in my life, because I caught the Lyft drive from hell. We get to where we're going to go. We went to where we wanted to be, and now it's time to come home. And you think, this can't happen twice in one night. But she shows up, and this radio is louder. This radio
Same bitch again.
has had worse lyrics.
Worse words.
And I think to myself, why is this so loud? And why does this car smell so gross?
Smell like a pussy, 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 pussy.
She asks, is the music too loud? It's 3 a.m. I don't want to hear this shit. So I say, yeah, it's a little loud. And that is when I realized why the music was so loud.
So loud.
That engine didn't have more than 2 or 3 weeks left in it.
2-3 weeks tops now.
I would have left a 1-star review for either one of these drivers. Unfortunately, they both knew where I lived. And according to the lyrics of their favorite songs, they didn't seem like the type of individuals I wanted to have to tussle with.
No tussling, no scrapping, no boxing. Whoo!
So I do what I always do. I bitch out, I leave a 5-star review, and I say great ride.
Don't be afraid of a 4. If you earned a 3, you got it.
Got a great ride for you.
Man, be careful out there. You take a risk when you share a fare. Everybody, be good to one another. Truffle butter.
You're listening to SSDT 420. All right, so what are you guys' fucking thoughts on the ultra loud music in the Lyft / Uber / Tuber, whatever?
I like loud music, so I'm not necessarily offended by that. But when you're listening to somebody else's music, or you're not in the mood, or even if it's a song you like and you're not in the mood or it's not the vibe, I think there needs to be a level of mutual respect. But especially if you're providing somebody a service, because you get those Lyfts or Ubers, and they're super nice, and they're offering you water and candies and condoms and all that shit. Just don't puke in my shit. They got barf bags, you know.
These people didn't. It was terrible. I mean, I don't know what you should expect for the 3 a.m. lift.
You haven't seen a barf bag in an Uber?
No, I seen water. And
I don't know if we were talking about this, but when we were coming back from SoCal in October, we went to visit the Gunkles right quick, and this Uber that was taking us to the airport, he was like, "Oh, fuck that. I can't wait for someone to puke in my ride. That's a payday." I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" He's like, "Oh yeah, we charge him like $250 for that shit. I'm going to go to a car wash. It's going to be like $8. I'm going to just spray it out with the hose, put some air fresheners in there, and I'm good." I was like, fucking dreams and goals over here. Look at this guy. Maybe I can aspire to be a shitty rideshare driver too. Like, what the fuck?
That is a big thing where a lot of places people take pictures of their Uber when they get out. So they have a time-stamped picture proving that they didn't throw up, because the vomit fraud is big with the Uber
Are
drivers.
you kidding?
No.
See, I think it's reaching a saturation point, and it's getting to be, it used to be, it was so much more cost effective to do it because cabs would like gouge and shit. It's not so much anymore. It's it's getting much more even. And especially if you need, heaven forbid, you need to take it to a Kings game or a Laker game or a Denver Nuggets game. You know, because we're like the Simpsons. You don't know where we are, Sacramento. But, like, you know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck, $50? I'm trying to be safe here. It's like, it's turned into, like, this big old fucking thing. So, but I thought they had to pass because one time when I was single for a minute, I was like, fucking, I'm bored, and, like, maybe I'll just fucking buy a beater and I was going to buy, like, a $3,500 Jetta. And just fucking do Ubers on nights that I was alone, or she was doing her own thing or whatever. Because I was just like, I can't, whatever. Fuck my codependency issues. That's a whole nother episode. But like, I was like gonna do it, and they're like, well, your car needs to be this, and it needs to pass all these inspections and all this stuff. But I've ridden in some hoopty ass ratchet mobiles as well. Mm-hmm. I'm like, how'd you guys pass inspection? Like, did you take like your mom's car in and show like the new Lexus and got that approved, but you're really driving the fucking...
Well, no, doesn't it say what kind of car is pulling up to you?
It does.
It knows.
But it doesn't tell you whether or not the dude bothered to vacuum it out after he picked his kids up from sledding all day in the snow.
Yeah, that's not gonna
Some
say.
of them are just gross. But what are you expecting, I guess? But if the price is the same as a taxi, do you start taking taxis again? Is it the same? I don't know.
I think it'll shift back, or there will be some sort of leveling out.
I think there's going to be a new one that's going to pride itself on being cleaner and better.
But you'll pay more for it.
And people will be willing to do that. So that they know at 3 o'clock in the morning they're not getting, the fucking love. I mean, it was some dirty love jams, dude. It was some nasty shit. People, I didn't even know they still made music like that. It sounded like it was written in the 90s, but I knew it was new. It was weird.
Was it rap?
It was uncomfortable. No. The first time was rap. The second time was super dirty singing, like R&B, but it was dirty.
My mind kept telling me no.
More about how wet your pussy lips are. It was fucking dirty. I was like
some
shocked.
Ocknell.
Ocknelly?
Sang that song, put it in your mouth. In your motherfucking mouth.
There was another one, all in her mouth. What was the name of that?
Oh, dude, his whole album was it looked like the cover of it looked like a fucking porno.
Well, what's up with Too Short?
With, like, all these dirty ass.
Don't you guys fuck with Too Short a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I mean, sometimes it's cool to watch a porno. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not but if I was taking random person, like, it sounds like they didn't even have the courtesy of checking out your profile. And you shouldn't check someone's profile out and think, oh, this guy's gonna like Too Short poop.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
They
Like,
didn't
no
care.
Okay, so every now and then somebody checks the naughty channel on the internet, but if you're having guests over who you don't necessarily know what their tastes are, you're probably not going to, hey, check out what I saw today. 2 chicks, 1 cup. You ever seen this one?
Well, you did show everybody that.
But you know what I mean? Like, have some kind of decency for your fellow human, you know? You see what you did me too? I said fellow human and not fellow man.
Well, this brings up a safety thing for me that I never really thought about before, but can they come back to your house? Now, I heard, and I didn't know this, that they don't know what you rated them. I guess I always just imagined they did.
But they know if they get a tip. That's another thing. They're shoving that thing down your throat.
So that movie's lying to me then.
What movie?
The fucking, what's that one? Denzel Washington, his brand new one.
Equalizer 2?
Yeah, the Equalizer 2.
I haven't seen either of the Denzel pictures.
Good one.
We were at the box office when the first one was out, and this family walks up to the box office and they're like, let me get 3 for the Denzel picture. So I just call that movie the Denzel picture now.
That's why I couldn't think
and
of
now
the
I call it
name,
the Denzel picture too. Yeah. Anyway, you were saying, what about the Equalizer?
Well, it's...
no spoilers.
He would, yeah. Well, spoiler alert.
Okay.
Turn off your listening device if you don't want to know. But he's an Uber driver in the next movie. Like, big whoopity-doo. It doesn't ruin anything. And he's getting like... It shows his... There's actually a scene in the movie where it kind of pertains to him actually being able to see his rating. So I guess that's movie's lying.
But can you imagine?
That's all I'm
They
saying.
see their rating, they just don't know who rated what, which is what I imagine.
Oh, and
Well, what the fuck he does to these guys, you know who... Yeah.
but what I'm
you
saying
can see
is
your rating, but you don't know who
the
did
next.
it.
What I'm going to start doing is start rating them the next morning. So even if it somehow comes in, they won't know who it is.
Because they've had X amount of rides.
Yeah.
Oh, because if you go to use your app like a week later, if it doesn't crash or whatever, it pops up and you have to get past that screen before you could take another one. As far as the movie, that's artistic license, but I see what you're saying. Like, what if you got into a beef with the guy, and then before he drops you off, like that guy that picked us up before, did we go to a Kings game? We went to a Kings game where we passed out, or we were all falling asleep towards the end or whatnot. But I remember like getting kind of lippy out of that car. I was trying to hold it in the car, but he was playing like kids movies in the back of his van, and it just like wasn't the vibe. And he like wouldn't shut up. Like some of them, like
some of them are doing it because they're lonely.
Yeah. Wait, that's why I was going to do it?
Yeah.
No, right? I
that's
was lonely and
what a lot of
bored,
it
and I
is,
was
yeah.
going to get a jalopy and fucking go oobs.
But we'll do it all the time.
One time a coworker picked us up in an Uber. The girls were like, hey, this looks like so-and-so. Like the little tiny picture that you can't blow up, or you couldn't at that time. I don't know if you can. And I was like, get out. Let me see. And I looked. I was like, holy shit, that's him. And they're like, no way.
You let him pick you up?
Yeah, then he
I canceled when I knew somebody.
Opened the door, and he popped in. And I was like, hey, what up, man? And he's like, hey, like, what the fuck? Like, he's cool. Like, I don't know. I never had problems with him.
The one guy I knew was that football coach that baseball knew that had the heart attack. He was driving Lyft, and
why'd you cancel it?
Because it would just been awkward. It just felt awkward having somebody I know pick me up like that. I don't know. It just
does it give your last name on the app? Does it say who you are?
That's like their last
Because then he
initial,
knows you copied him,
something,
or that he knows you dropped him. Then
maybe. Oh well,
that's almost kind of worse. Because you just like put it out there like, oh hell no.
Well, you know what? It wasn't just because
Swipe
of that.
left.
I
or
looked
whatever.
closer when it was taking so long for the ride to get here.
Oh, that's
and what I realized was he was at home because I'd been to his house, and so he hadn't left for like 5 minutes. And I'm like, you taking a shit and turn on your app, and now you got like extra wipes.
Or he's out the door and somebody strikes up a conversation with him.
Yeah, and we're waiting. And I know for a fact he's at his house because I've been there. It wasn't like he was dropping off a customer or, you know what I mean, some weird exchange. He was at home with his app on and picked up my ride and was just chilling. So maybe he didn't want to pick me up. I don't know.
Or this could have happened. I'm trying to be like more punctual, and I wouldn't say I'm trying to be more punctual. I was trying to be on time today, and I was on time to an appointment yesterday, so I was going to be like 2 for 2. I walk outside with plenty enough time, and there's an Amazon van blocking my driveway, and I'm like, oh cool, like packages on a Sunday. And like she comes out with all these packages, and I was like, well, I didn't order. I don't ship anything in the house because I'm super afraid it's gonna get stole. Hollywood ships everything in the house, whatever. She starts walking to another house, so I'm like, and like she must have sensed that I was about to say, excuse me, because she's like, I have a package for you, and like kept smashing to the other house. I was like, okay, cool, and I'm like waiting. Now I could have backed out. But she told me she had a package for me. But then I also would have had to gone through like half of the lawn. Like I could have made it happen if I was bleeding.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't need to do this. Let's just be P3 and chill and whatnot. So maybe he got hung up with it. Probably not. He probably was shitting or his wife was bitching at him or anything. I don't know. Just have some respect for your common man, I think, or for your other brother or mother or sister or he, she.
Welcome into Flushout! This week on Twitter, I put out, because this is a true story. I didn't make this shit up. Mr. Got a Guy and his wife both shit in front of one another while the other one is taking a shower.
Do they have glass doors or a curtain?
I don't know.
That's detail. Text him.
Should I text him?
Does he reply quick sometimes?
Sometimes.
Let's see what he says.
Yeah, we will. We'll update it. In the meantime, while we're waiting for him, we're going to find out whether or not we agree with the Twitter sphere.
Well, read me the tweet. What does it say?
My buddy got a guy, says him and his wife shit on the toilet while the other one showers. Relationship goals or just nasty?
What do you think, Fresh?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say it's nasty. Because I'm just starting kind of a relationship here, so I don't even want... Yeah, I've actually been using that poopery. That poopery works fantastic.
Oh, relationship saver.
Right. So, I don't want to know. I don't know. I don't even really like doing that when they're in the even room next to me, but definitely not in the shower. That's fucking nasty. No.
I'm going to answer for him. I don't need to text him because they had a fairly new house. It had to be glass. Where they lived in Natomas, it was glass because I lived in the same neighborhood.
So that's like they can like see
each other. Now, that house might have had a water closet, which would be cheating if there was a door. I'll have to ask him.
Like a little pocket door or something that slid out.
That's slightly cheating, but still to me unacceptable. I'm taking that's nasty to me.
I think it's nasty. Before, I don't know why I seem to have matured in some way, believe it or not. I don't know. So there's a couple things here. I used to sneak into the bathroom to shit on purpose because I knew it would gross my ex out. We had a shower curtain, so there was times I would get in there unscathed and she wouldn't know until like I decided to say something, like "Hey babe, ah," or "Ka-flush." What the fuck? You get that, or you don't say anything at all, but they get a whiff, and then the head pops out from the shower curtain. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? I would think it was hilarious, right? Then when I'm dating my wife, Nikki, fast forward.
Yep.
Fucking, it's like you say, you're minding your P's and Q's, you're trying to be polite, you don't want to scare anybody off. With the basic bodily function that we all do, everybody poops.
Yeah.
And she was super protective about it too. Poo-rivacy. That's a Kevin Smith. That's a Kevin Smith thing. Him and his wife talk about poo-rivacy. It's pretty fucking funny. Yeah. But she would, go down the hall and use the guest bathroom if we were in the bedroom, and I would do the same thing. But now it's morphed to like she still won't like do it in front of me, but she gets mad if I like leave the door open. But I've started to close the door or leave it cracked. So I'm starting to get a little bit more about it. I used to say, like, their shit would smell like lilacs. Oh, it smells like roses. It doesn't bother me. And I was so gross that I'd be like, yeah, I want to smell it. Now I'm like, that shit is nasty, girl. Put the fucking fan on. Why didn't you put the fan on? You're the one that's sensitive about this shit. So it's like the roles have kind of switched. I became a little more her. She became a little bit more me. Or I'll walk in and I'll be like, did you just shit up here? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, put the fucking fan on. She's like, you weren't home. I was like, just make it a habit so that you don't fucking forget.
Do it every time.
Right?
Yeah.
But then there's this other fantasy. Nobody's ever given me this one yet. It's not pooping, but when she's on the toilet peeing, I was like, oh, this is going to be great. We could pee at the same time. Just spread your legs open and I'll shoot it right there between the gaps. She's like, hell no, get out of here. She's trying to like kick at me from the toilet with her little pissing legs. Oh, it's hilarious. So yeah, I'm going to go with nasty. It's fucking disgusting. I'm just not in the mood to have my nostrils burned by anybody else's fucking waste and bile.
And I got to be relaxed to poo, man. I couldn't relax with somebody in there in the shower.
Oh, that's mama. She can't relax if I'm in the house.
Yeah, I like to be relaxed. It's my time. Whatever the fuck I want to do.
Can you poop in public?
I'm not that great at it, no.
I used to have that problem. Now
Even
it's
on
like,
vacation,
if I gotta go, I gotta go.
If
like
I'm
now.
on vacation, dude, I won't poo for like 3 days.
Yeah, I know.
It's
people
so weird.
Like that.
Travel constipates people. I've heard that. Flying can constipate people.
Just not being in their normal toilet. My buddy had to
Guilty.
either poop in our apartment in the same stall on his ship or his parents' house. His parents' house was 8 hours away. That dude would call me an hour after he left with the 7 hours left and going, dude, I'm about to shit my pants.
Oh, that's retarded.
And I'm like, dude, you got to pull. He's like, I can't do it. And he was like, need encouragement.
That's why you got to get out of your fucking head. I would not drive 8 hours to shit.
No. I could do it if it absolutely came down to it, but I'm not a fan of shitting in public.
I shit in my parents' backyard
Well,
one time.
shitting in public, not the same as shitting in front of your wife.
Right.
And the Twitter sphere agreed with us. We said it was nasty. They said it was nasty. 70% of y'all said it was nasty.
Damn.
I want to talk
nasty.
to the 30% that don't think it's nasty to see why they don't think it is. This kind of ties into something that happened with Mrs. Baseball last week, and we were watching a football, and somehow the fart thing came up.
What fart thing?
I don't fart in front of.
Oh
Mom,
yeah,
right?
I remember that. Yeah.
And
that's not sustainable.
Mrs. Baseball was like, why not? And I go, I got a theory, but there's kids around. I'll tell you later. So I told her later. She's like, what's the theory? I said, I think the amount you fart is inversely proportional to the amount of oral sex you get. And if the more you fart, the less she or he's going to want to go down there.
Right.
And I just believe in that. So when you say it's not sustainable, I don't know that I believe that. I definitely believed that when I was younger. I thought it was funny. Like you said, you go in there and shit on purpose.
Well, no, but I get what as I'm maturing, like I get how it grosses people out. So I get what you're saying. You hit it with facts. I was like, how it's a bodily function. Sometimes you're asleep and you fart and like you can't help it.
I do that in front of her. She said that before. And
if you don't mean to.
Yeah, there's
well, that's
something
what she
more
says.
about.
She's like, but you push them out. Like if they just happen. But she's
every
like,
once in a while, you push too hard, and then you got to waddle to the bathroom.
Yeah, you don't want to gamble and lose.
Nice
you know?
front and roll over.
That's funny. Well, I don't know. I probably the 30% is some people like it. Some people like the smell of that. Some people eat ass. Some people fuck in the butt. Some people do all that kind of stuff. It's animalistic in a way. It's kind of the way
you want to grade the fuck.
It's kind of the same way like dogs sniff each other's junk and assholes when they meet each other and whatnot. It's like
they tell a lot about each other from that, though.
Yeah,
That's why
but I'm
they
just
do it.
saying
they're not just perverts.
I'm not even
They
saying
could be,
it's
though.
perverted.
What do I know?
It's more just natural. It's more like instinct.
Like
it's
a bodily instinct. That
It'll tell you a lot about your health.
Inner animal.
Yeah, they say you're supposed to like check out your poop.
Yeah,
like
you don't?
see what kind of poop there is and stuff. I don't know. I look at it like I haven't seen anything alarming, and I feel well. I don't know the criteria in which to weigh the stool on, or you know what I'm saying. Like I don't know what's good or bad, so I always look at it. One
blood
time
would be bad.
So Yankee fan, right? My mom always makes me. Well, not so much anymore, as she's gotten older and stuff, but 99 out of 100 times, because I'm old as Gandalf, she would make me this homemade custom birthday cake. And it's not like fondant, like super, it's homemade, like normal people cake. It's not like no $300 cake from Fondantville where it's all like meticulously perfect. She'd make dope ass sheet cakes and color it like however I wanted. Like she made me this dope ass one with the Batman logo on it when the Tim Burton Batman was out, or she made me one with a Wu-Tang on it when I was a little weedhead still living at home. You know, they didn't fuck with the music, they didn't like the attitude I was portraying, being like a little white boy thug or whatever, but at the same time they loved me and what I was into, so she gave me a Wu-Tang cake, right? Love it. One time, she made me this cake, and it was all green, and it had a baseball on it, and this is where she was starting to get elaborate. So she made like a separate cake to like carve a baseball out of and put it on there, and this giant Yankee hat with this navy blue frosting on it. And my favorite thing for her to make on my birthday was her version of fried chicken and macaroni and cheese, and then a salad with blue cheese dressing. So I smashed on all of this food. Had thirds, right? First, seconds, and thirds. And this was a few years back, so I was younger and I could eat a lot more and eat a lot more faster. I wasn't as fat then, you know? So I'm like, I want a piece of, when it comes time to cake, I'm like, I want a piece of the hat. Let me get a piece of the hat. I have this big ass slice of this birthday cake with this navy blue frosting. My teeth are all blue. People's teeth are all blue and green from the grass and the hat and all this stuff. I go to work and I take my morning constitutional the following day, and it's coiled up in the toilet. It was one of those ones where it feels like you're sitting on the toilet and somebody moves the lever of a soft serve ice cream machine, and it's just kind of coiling up like a cobra in the bottom of the bowl.
How?
And it's just going, but they feel good because it's just like a constant flow. And I look at it, And it was insane because it was so massive in this giant coil, like somebody was coiling up a garden hose. But it was blue. So I fucking took a picture. I took a picture of it and I just started texting and texted and texted.
Oh my gosh.
And I said this rhyme, and this is the caption that went with the photo. My boss is a pain in the ass of mine, so I always take a dump on company time. When I'm sitting on the toilet, I come up with rhymes, and since I wrote it at that moment, man, I know I'm the shit. And my brother goes, clever, but don't need to see it, though.
Yeah.
And Mr. Baseball goes, ooh, that's or he's something that's like something baseball. He's like, ooh, that's gross. Don't need to share. And like people were getting all appalled by it. Oh man, it was funny. I love poop.
The blue shits.
I'm so glad I was not a part of that text message today.
Blue shit or not, I'm not shitting in front of my wife while he's in the shower, especially in this old ass house because it's right. There's no water closet. There's no pocket door. There's no fucking. We don't even have a good fan in our bathroom. I need to do a big bathroom remodel.
You know, you can
Fresh.
get with Bluetooth.
Bluetooth to the blue shit. So we agree. It's a nasty, nasty habit. Don't do it. You're flushed out.
Shitting in front of your spouses, you got flushed out.
Ew. Ew, ew. Flush that.
Hey everybody, choke your chick in the same shit, different toilet. Live to you every weekday from SSDT 420. Welcome to the OutHouse.
P3 this week, people. On this, the end of the first episode of the next season, the same shit, different toilet. Thanks for tuning in. Miss Helen Keller said, keep your face to the sunshine and you will not see the shadows.
That's very positive.
Very positive.
That's positive to the third power.
P3.
Positively positive.
For somebody
positivity.
that had to stay positive without being able to be taught how to stay positive.
Right?
Incredible woman. Incredible. No doubt. Stay positive, people. Keep turning your head towards the sunshine. And don't forget to tune in next week, would you? We appreciate it. Hey, I'm, as always, at Mr_Orange25. I'm going to put more disgusting questions on the interwebs for you guys to debate over with your spouse, significant other, or fucking argue with yourself. I don't really care. Swing by the OutHouse. Check it all out. We're rejuvenating. Enjoy.
Yo, it's good to be back into OutHouse with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We had some fun putting this together. I am the Duffman at Duffman916. Check me out on the Twitbot. And peace.
I am the freshman behind the boards here at JT_fresh with a 3, not an E. And remember, go follow the OutHouse. Go follow SSDT, all on Twitter. And we will check you guys next week for more from Season 2. Thank you.
Adios, turd nuggets.
This is what happens when you fuck a stranger.